Good morning students. Welcome to online teaching session of Academy World School Pemetra. Dear students, today we are going to learn about your ionic and your covalent bond. Okay, it is all about the chemical bond and I will explain you about the ionic bond or electrovalent bond and covalent bond. But before going to start, we should know something about the chemical combination and its causes. That I told you in my previous session, chemical reaction. If you remember that, I told you that during the time of the chemical reactions, the elements combine together. The metals and the non-metals take part in chemical reaction. So now the question comes, why do they take part in chemical reaction? What happens to them? What are the causes of the chemical reaction? The answer is that to have the stability, to get the stability with less amount of energy, the elements or the metals and the non-metals take part in chemical combination. So let me start my lesson from this only. Okay? So let me start the causes of the chemical combination. Causes of chemical combination. So I want to remind you that you should open your books and copy along with your pen and pencil to take a note of it. So again I repeat the causes of the chemical combination. Causes of the chemical combination is that the metals and the non-metals want to have the stability along with the less amount of energy. So they combine chemically in a chemical reaction. Okay? So first one is that to get stability, and the second one is that with less energy. Okay? Now the question is, how do they get stability with the less energy? They obtain the stability with the less energy by fulfilling the octet. So now the question comes, what is the meaning of the octet? Octet means to have the 8 electrons in their outermost orbit. Generally what happens, the atoms are having less than or more than 8 number of electrons in their outermost orbit, which is actually unsatisfied to them. So during the chemical combinations, the atoms always want to have the 8 electrons. If the atoms do not have the 8 electrons, they wanted to have it, either by giving or by taking or by sharing with another atom. So a chemical bond arises. Okay? So now again one thing you have to remember that what is the octet and the duplet rule. Okay, octet and the duplet. Right now I told you that the atoms which do not have the 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, they wanted to have it. If they have the less than 8 electrons, they want to get it from any other atom. If they have the more than 8, they wanted to give it or donate it. And sometimes they have to share with another atom to get the 8 number of electrons. So getting the 8 number of electrons in the outermost orbit of an atom is known as your octet, or it is also called octet rule. But what about the duplet? Duplet rule actually comes from the helium. You think about helium. What is the atomic number of the helium? 2. The outermost orbit contains 2. So some elements are also there, they wanted to have the 2 electrons. So it is called your duplet. Duplet means 2 and octet means 8. So let me write down the definitions of the duplet and octet rule. Okay? So you should write along with me octet. The atoms want to have 8 electrons. 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, either by giving or by taking or by mutual sharing with another atom. So this is called your octet. Okay, and in case of the duplet means, again it is very simple, to have the 2 electrons in valence shell. Valence shell means outermost orbit, right? Now one thing remember that always the atoms want to have nearest inert gas configuration. Okay, nearest inert gas. This is the most important. So before going to know about the your inert gas configuration, you have to know what do you mean by the inert gas. If you see the periodic table, there is a 0 group, okay, or your 18 group. So that elements, if I tell helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, they are known as inert gases or the noble elements because they have fully filled orbit. Either they have the 8 electrons in their orbit, your valence orbit, or maybe the 2 electrons. They are already satisfied with the duplet and octet. So they do not take part in chemical combination. They remain neutral. They remain inert. That is why they are known as the inert gases. So hence the atoms always want to have the nearest inert gases configuration by default. Okay, so these are the causes of your chemical combination. So now I want to explain you how do they obtain that. I told you now that it is, you can say that because of the transfer of electrons, and sometimes it is because of the sharing of the electrons. So where the transfer of electron takes place, where the sharing of electron takes place, that I want to explain you. Okay. So after that we will know about the transfer of electrons and the sharing of the electrons. Do remember that when a metal reacts with a non-metal, at the time the transference of electron takes place. Transference of electron means one atom give electron to the another and another atom will receive that electron. So due to the transference of electrons, a chemical bond arises, a chemical bond will establish. Okay? But in sometimes they share the electrons also, which happen in another type of the bond. Okay? So you can write it in this way. When the metal react with a non-metal, at that time the transference of electron takes place. Transfer of electrons. Okay? Transfer of electron means either by giving or donating or by the accepting. It is by giving the electron or by accepting the electrons, right? This is called your transference of electron. Okay, and due to the transfer of electron, the chemical bond arises, that is known as ionic bond or electrovalent bond. But if the sharing of electron takes place, then the bond is known as covalent bond. Okay, so let me write down. Due to transference of electrons or transfer of electrons, the bond arises called electrovalent bond or ionic bond. Electrovalent bond or ionic bond. Okay? And due to mutual sharing of electron, the bond arises is called your covalent bond. Covalent bond. Okay? So now you come to the chemical bond. I told you the causes of the chemical bond. Okay? So chemical bond is of the two types, ionic bond or electrovalent bond and the covalent bond. Okay? When you go to higher class, you will also learn about the other type of the bond like coordinate bond, okay, etc. So electrovalent bond or ionic bond is forming due to the transference of electron in between the two atoms, and your covalent bond is forming due to the mutual sharing of the electrons in between the two atoms. So now I will explain you how the ionic bond or electrovalent bond is forming. Next I will explain you how the covalent bond is going to form in between the two atoms in a compound. Okay? So now let me start how the ionic bond is forming in a compound or in between the two atoms in a compound by giving the example of the sodium chloride. Let us take an example of sodium chloride. Okay, chemical formula is NaCl. So which bond is forming? Ionic bond, right? So ionic bond is forming in your sodium chloride. So how it will form? So now let me write in this way that sodium chloride NaCl consists of one atom of sodium, one atom of sodium and one atom of chlorine. Okay, this NaCl is the one molecule. So the one molecule of the sodium chloride consists of one atom of the sodium and another atom of the chlorine. So now write down the atomic number of sodium. Atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay, and the electronic configuration is equal to 281. I want to tell something about the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration means the distribution of the electrons in different orbits of an atom. Okay, and as you know that it is according to the rule 2n square, where n is the number of orbit. So according to the 2n square, the first orbit contains the 2 electrons, second orbit 8 electrons, and so on. Right? So atomic number of the sodium is 11 and electronic configuration is 281. So first orbit will contain the 2 electrons, second orbit is having 8 electrons, and the last orbit or the valence orbit contain 1 electrons. So now we have to decide, we have to determine what is the nearest inert gas lie close to your sodium. That is your neon, whose atomic number is 10. So neon is the nearest inert gas close to your sodium. So let me write down nearest inert gas close to sodium is your neon, whose atomic number is 10. It means the sodium always want to have neon gas configuration. But how it will occupy that one? By giving the 1 electron. You see that the number of electrons is 281. Total number of electrons is 11. But the total number of electrons in neon is 10. So sodium want to have the 10 electrons. So how it will get it? By giving or by excluding 1 electron which is in the last orbit. Okay, so now you see that sodium loses 1 electron, sodium minus 1 electron or loses 1 electron. This 1 electron is coming from the valence orbit or the last orbit. So Na minus 1e, it convert into Na plus cation. Okay, when the either the positive or the negative charge will decrease, then another charge will increase by default. So here you see one negative charge is decreased, so by default one positive charge will increase. So it will form the Na plus. Na plus is the sodium cation. You can write it here, the cation. Okay. Now write down about the chlorine. About the chlorine I can write it. The atomic number of the chlorine. Atomic number of chlorine is, what is that? 17. Atomic number of the chlorine is 17. So electronic configuration. So what it will be? 2, 8 and 7. It means there are the 7 electrons are present in outermost orbit of the chlorine. So now we have to again decide. So your which inert gas remain very close to your chlorine? That is none other than your argon. So let me write down nearest inert gas remain close to chlorine is argon, Ar, whose atomic number is 18. Okay, whose atomic number is 18. It means that chlorine want to have argon gas configuration, right? So how it will have the argon gas configuration? It means that total number of electrons in chlorine is 17, but chlorine want to have your 18. So how it will be 18? by getting one more. Okay, so how it will get one more? It will get one more from the sodium, because sodium already lose one electron. Okay, so now I can write it here. Chlorine Cl plus one electron, chlorine receive one electron, okay, and convert into Cl minus. Cl minus means chloride. It is called your chloride. It is an anion. Chloride. Okay. So the negative ion is forming. Again I repeat, sodium loses one electron, convert into cation Na plus, and similarly chlorine receive one electron. So from where it get one electron? It got one electron from the sodium. Okay. So chlorine receive one electron from the sodium and convert into Cl minus. So now you see Na plus and Cl minus, opposite charge always attract each other. So the plus and minus, they will attract each other and forming your NaCl, right? And the meaning of this line is the chemical bond, which is the ionic bond. The name is giving ionic because they form the ion. Sodium forms the cation and the chlorine forms the anion. So the cation and anion, they have the strong force of the attraction in between them. So due to this strong force of attraction, a chemical bond arises, that is known as your ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So in this way your sodium chloride molecule forms. Now here one question arises, how to represent this chemical bond? You're taking the help of the dot, okay, which is known as your dot structure. Dot structure usually means we have to represent the outermost orbit electrons using the dot. Okay, so taking the help of the dot, how can we represent the chemical bond in between the sodium and chloride? I am going to write that. You can write in this way. Sodium you write. I am giving a circle for the last orbit electron of the sodium, one electron, plus chlorine. Chlorine has how many electrons? 7 electrons in the last orbit. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. So this electron will come to chlorine. So I can show it in this manner. Sodium 1. Here you write chlorine 4, 6, 7. This electron is coming over here. Okay. So when this electron is coming over here, and now your sodium chloride bond is forming and the molecule is forming. Okay. And you can also represent this chemical bond using the orbital structure. How you can explain it using the orbital structure? Let me do it here. You have to draw the orbits of the sodium and chlorine. So first to draw the orbits of the sodium, atomic number 11. This is your nucleus. Then your first orbit, total number of electrons are the 2. Then your second orbit, 8 number of electrons, 4, 6 and 8. Then your last orbit, it contains 1 electron. Okay, so you can write it here, sodium 11, 2, 8 and 1, right? Similarly, you can do it for chlorine also. Chlorine, first one, it is the nucleus. Then first orbit, 2 electrons. Second orbit, how many electrons? 8. Maximum number of electrons in second orbit is 8. Okay. Next one is your third orbit and the last orbit, that will contain your 7 electrons, 2, 4, 6 and 7. Here you write chlorine 17, 2, 8 and 7. Okay. Now this electron of the sodium, last electron will come to here. Okay. It means sodium is donating 1 electron to chlorine and the chlorine is accepting 1 electron from sodium, so that the chemical bond is going to form. So in this way also you can show the formation of the sodium chloride molecule. I can give one more example of that, taking the your magnesium chloride, MgCl2. Okay, let me write down MgCl2. Magnesium chloride, chemical formula is MgCl2. Second example, MgCl2. So write down that the atomic number of magnesium is, what is that? 12. Then write electronic configuration. electronic configuration is your 2, 8 and 2. Okay, 2 electrons in the first orbit, 8 electrons are in second orbit, and the last orbit will contain 2 electrons. So now you see, nearest inert gas close to magnesium is, again it is neon, okay, whose atomic number is 10. It means the magnesium want to have neon gas configuration. So how it will obtain? By donating the 2 electrons. Okay, if the 2 electrons will be withdrawn from the magnesium atom, then the total number of electrons will be 2 plus 8, 10, which is equal to neon gas configuration or your atomic number. Okay, so the magnesium Mg minus 2e. Okay, magnesium minus 2e. These 2 electrons coming from the last orbit. Okay, valence orbit electrons. So magnesium minus 2e, it convert into Mg2 plus. Okay, so when the 2 electrons are going to lost, then the 2 positive charge will increase. So it will be given as Mg2 plus. Okay, similarly again you write for the chlorine, atomic number of the chlorine, atomic number of chlorine is your 17. Then again you write electronic configuration is 2, 8 and 7, right? Then you write the nearest inert gas close to chlorine is argon, Ar, whose atomic number is 18. Okay, so now you see that how the chlorine will obtain the argon gas configuration, again by taking the 1 electron. Okay, so here you write that chlorine plus 1 electron convert into Cl minus, and again another chlorine accept 1 electron convert into Cl minus. Why there are the 2 chlorines? Because the chemical formula is Cl2. There are the 2 atoms of the chlorine and 1 atom of the magnesium. Okay, you can also write down 1 atom of magnesium and 2 atoms of chlorine, right? So 1 chlorine accept 1 electron from the magnesium, convert into 1 Cl minus, and similarly another chlorine accept 1 more electron and convert into another Cl minus. It means there will be 2 Cl minus. Okay, so forming your 2 Cl minus. So we can write it that Mg2 plus 2 Cl minus, they combine each other. Okay, they combine each other forming the molecule of MgCl2 with the bond of, okay, which type of bond is it? Ionic bond. Okay, so in this way your magnesium chloride molecule is forming. Again, how to draw the dot structure of the magnesium chloride? Dot structure you can draw in this way. Represent the magnesium. How many electrons are there in outermost orbit? 2 electrons. I put the 2 circles for the 2 electrons. Okay, here you write 1 chlorine 7 electrons, and here you write another chlorine with your 7 electrons. So now you see this electron will come to here, okay, and this electron will come to here, right? So the magnesium donate 2 electrons. Magnesium donate 1 electron to 1 chlorine atom, and magnesium also donate another electron to another chlorine atom, so that it will form your MgCl2, right? So in this way also you can show using the dot. Now using the orbit, how to show the using the orbit? Like this, you draw the orbital, your structure of the magnesium. Let me draw. First one is your nucleus, first orbit, 2 electrons. Then your second orbit, 8 electrons, 4, 6 and 8. And the third orbit, which is the last orbit, contains your 2 electrons. Okay, so here you write Mg2l 2, 8 and 2. Understand? Then here you draw chlorine atom. One chlorine atom you draw here. Nucleus. The first orbit 2 electrons. Second orbit 8 electrons. 4, 6, 8. Then the last orbit contains your 7 electrons. 2, 4, 6 and 7. This is your chlorine 17, 2, 8 and 7. Similarly, another chlorine you draw here. First orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 8 electrons, and your last orbit contains 7 electrons. Right? Drawn? So 2, 8 and 7. So now you see, here the 1 electron of the magnesium come to here, and another electron come to another chlorine. So we can show it like this, giving the arrow mark here. Okay, and here also we can show it like this. So in this way, the magnesium atom donate 2 electrons to 2 chlorine atoms, right? So that the magnesium chloride molecule is forming. Okay, so this is how the ionic bond or electrovalent is forming in between the atoms. Now, after that I will tell you the properties of the ionic compounds. The compounds in which the ionic bond is exist, that compound is known as ionic compound. So what are the properties of the ionic compound? Let me write down. You also write down with me. Properties of the ionic compound. Properties of ionic compound. The first one is that ionic compounds are always hard, rigid and having the crystalline structure. Okay? Let me write down hard, rigid and crystalline. Crystalline means they have the geometrical shape. Okay? Second one, they have the high melting and boiling points. MP for melting point and BP for boiling point. They are readily soluble in water. Okay, most of the ionic compounds are soluble in water. Next one is they are good conductors of electricity. Good conductor of electricity in molten state and aqueous state. Molten and aqueous state. Okay, so these are the main properties of the ionic compound. Others are they form ions. They form ions. Okay, they have the strong force of attraction. They have strong force of attraction in between the ions. Okay, so last one is to break the bond. To break the bond, maximum energy will be required. Maximum energy will be required. So these are your properties of ionic compound. Okay? After that I will explain you what is the covalent bond and how the covalent bond is forming. I told you before that covalent bond is forming due to the mutual sharing of the electrons in between the atoms. So how it will happen? Let me explain you the covalent bond. Let me write down covalent bond and its formation. Covalent bond, okay, and its formation. Let me take an example of your, it may be the methane or ammonia. Many others are also there. But first of all, you have to know how many types of the covalent bonds exist. Covalent bond may be the single or double or triple. Okay. So let me write down covalent bond may be the single covalent bond, single covalent or double covalent bond, or it may be the triple covalent bond. Right? Single covalent bond means the bond exists in between the 1 electrons. If the bond exists in between the 2 electrons, then it will be double, and in case of the triple, 3 electrons. Now I will explain you how the bond is going to form, taking an examples. Let us start with your hydrogen molecule. Hydrogen molecule. Okay. So here one thing you remember, as I told you that ionic bond forms in between the metals and the non-metals. Similarly, covalent bond forms in between the non-metal and the non-metal. Okay, here also you can write, when a non-metal react with another non-metal, then your covalent bond is formed, right? So okay, first of all you take the hydrogen molecule. One hydrogen molecule consists of the two atoms of the hydrogen. Okay, so it contains two atoms of hydrogen, right? And the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Okay, and the nearest inert gas close to hydrogen is helium, whose atomic number is 2. It means hydrogen need one more electron to have the duplet. Okay, nearest inert gas close to hydrogen is your what? Helium. Atomic number is 2. So hydrogen need one electron to have duplet. Okay, so from where it will share the one electron with one electron of the another hydrogen atom, because the hydrogen molecule contains two atoms of hydrogen. Understand? So I can write it in this way: hydrogen one electron like this, and here another hydrogen you give the cross for this one. So this hydrogen share the electron of this hydrogen, and this hydrogen share the electron of this hydrogen. So when this hydrogen share the electron, it is now having the two electrons, so duplet is already satisfied. Similarly, this hydrogen is also share the electron of this hydrogen, so it is also having the two electrons, so it will also satisfy the duplet. So in this way, by mutual sharing of the electrons, the chemical bond is forming, which is known as your covalent bond. Okay, so I can write it in this way: H plus H, H2. So this bond is single covalent bond. So now I will explain you how the double and the triple covalent bond is forming. So let me start with the double covalent bond. I told you that in double covalent bond, two electrons of the one atom mutually share with another two electrons of the another atom. Okay, how it will happen? I can take an example of oxygen molecule. As you know that one oxygen molecule consists of how many atoms of oxygen? Two atoms of oxygen. So if I write atomic number of oxygen is, what is that? 8. So the electronic configuration is 2 and 6. Okay, 2 and 6, right? And similarly, another oxygen is also having the 8 electrons and the configuration 2 and 6. So now what will happen? You see that the nearest inert gas close to oxygen is, again it is neon. Okay, so the oxygen want to have neon gas configuration. So how it will get it? I can write in this way: oxygen 2 atoms 4 and 6, because the valence electrons are 6. So 2, 4, 6. And another oxygen also the same number of electrons, 2, 4 and 6. So now what will happen? This oxygen will share these 2 electrons and have the 8 electrons. How? 2 plus 2, 4, 6 and 8. Okay, so now it will get the neon gas configuration. And similarly, this oxygen is also getting this one, 8 electrons. Okay, so in this way the oxygen forms your double bond and O2 molecule is formed. Double bond because this electron form one bond here and another electron form one bond here. So the 2 electrons of this oxygen form the chemical bond with another 2 electrons of the another oxygen atom. So this creates the double bond. Similarly, come to the triple bond. Triple bond. This is your double bond. Then come to your triple bond. Take an example of the nitrogen molecule. Okay? So atomic number of nitrogen is 7. So the electronic configuration is 2 and 5. First orbit will contain 2 electrons and the second orbit will contain 5 electrons. So again, The one nitrogen atom share 3 electrons of it with another 3 electrons of the another nitrogen atom. So how it will be? Again you write inert gas close to nitrogen. Close to nitrogen is, again it is neon. Okay. So now I can write it in this way. Nitrogen 3 electron, here 2. Then another nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This nitrogen share this electron of this nitrogen having 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8 octet fulfilled. Okay. Similarly, this nitrogen is also share and it is also having the 8 electrons. So in between the two nitrogen atoms, your triple bond is forming and your nitrogen molecule is going to form. So in this way, I can explain you the formation of the single, double and the triple covalent bonds. So now we can go to another compound where the single covalent bond is forming, like your methane, and one more is your ammonia. Okay, methane and ammonia. Let me start with your methane gas. So what is the chemical formula for methane? CH4. Okay, let me write down methane molecule, CH4, methane. So where the one carbon atom combined with 4 hydrogen atoms. Okay. So how the covalent bond is forming? You write the atomic number of carbon is 6. So electronic configuration is 2 and 4. Right? 4 electrons in outermost orbit. Similar hydrogen, you know that atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So electronic configuration will be 1, but nearest inert gas is your helium, atomic number 2. But here you see nearest inert gas is your neon, atomic number is 10. It means that carbon want to have neon gas configuration and hydrogen want to have helium gas configuration. One is octet and another one will be the duplet. So how they will get it? It means that the 4 electrons of the carbon share with 4 electrons of the 4 hydrogen atoms and the covalent bond will form. So how it will happen? You see that carbon, 4 electrons in outermost orbit. You can represent in this way. And how many hydrogen are here? 4 hydrogen. 1 hydrogen is having the 1 electron. So you can write in this way. They are the 4 hydrogens. You can write it the 4 corners of the carbon. So now you put a circle over this like this. So what does it mean? Carbon has now 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so that it can satisfy the octet. And similarly here, 1 hydrogen complete the duplet. Here another hydrogen is also duplet. Here also duplet and here also duplet. So now in this way, carbon and hydrogen, they both mutually share the electrons to have the covalent bond. So now you can write in this way. C at the 4th side, you write hydrogen. So total is your CH4, methane molecule. Okay. So in this way, the methane molecule is forming, right? And next one is your ammonia. Ammonia chemical formula is NH3. In ammonia, it is something different. It is not so much of the different. The difference is that the presence of the lone pair electron and the bond pair electron. So what is the lone pair and the bond pair electron? I want to explain that. Formation of ammonia, NH3, right? So first write the atomic number. Atomic number of nitrogen is your 7. Electronic configuration is 2 and 5, right? And hydrogen, okay, nearest inert gas also write down here. Nearest inert gas is your, again it is neon, atomic number 10. Then your atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Then your inert gas close to hydrogen is helium. right? So it is clear that nitrogen want to have neon gas configuration by fulfilling the octet, and hydrogen want to have helium gas configuration, that is your duplet. So how they will form? You see that nitrogen outermost orbit 5 electrons, they represent in this way. Okay? And how many hydrogen are here? 3 hydrogen. One hydrogen make the bond here, another one is here, and the last one will be here. Now you make a circle over that, so that for nitrogen how many electrons altogether? 2, 4, 6, 8. So octet is fulfilled. And similarly for hydrogen, you put one circle over here, another circle over here, and one more circle over here. It means each hydrogen is getting the 2 electrons to have the duplet. So now these 2 electrons of the nitrogen, it doesn't make any bond. So this is called your lone pair of electrons, and these are called as bond pair of electrons. Lone pair of electrons means the pair of electrons that does not make any chemical bond with any other. They are remain isolated or alone. So it is called lone pair of electrons. So this is called your lone pair electrons, right? So now it will continue like this. You can write in this way: one hydrogen and another hydrogen. It will give you NH3. So these all are your about the covalent bond, how it will form. I have explained you. Okay. Now you see, after that you have to know the properties of the covalent bond. Okay. What are the properties of the covalent bond? Let me write down the properties of the covalent bond, or your properties of the covalent compound, because the compound having the covalent bond is known as covalent compound. Covalent compound. Properties of covalent compound. Okay. These are just opposite of the properties of the ionic compound. Right. Let me start. These are soft and brittle. Soft and brittle and amorphous. Amorphous means powder form. Okay. They can exist in the form of the solid, maybe the liquid form, or maybe the gaseous form, right? They are the poor conductors of heat and electricity, poor conductor or insulators, okay? Poor conductor of electricity, because they do not form any ion in their aqueous solution, okay? Fourth one is low melting point and boiling point. They do not form ion, do not form any ion, and they have weak force of attraction in between the atoms, okay? And the last one is less energy will be required. Less energy will be required to break the bond. Okay? So these are the properties of the covalent compounds. So now before closing my session, I want to recapitulate whatever I explained today. Today I started my session with the chemical combination and its causes. Okay? Then I told you about your chemical bond, formation of the chemical bond. I told you what is the duplet and octet rule. I also explained you that what do you mean by the inert gases and where they exist. Zero group, okay? Zero because they have the valency zero. Then I told you the transfer of electrons and the sharing of electrons takes place in ionic and the covalent bond. I told you the two type of the your chemical bond, ionic and covalent bond. Then I told you the formation of the ionic bond, taking example of the sodium chloride and the magnesium chloride molecules. Then I told the properties of the ionic bond. Similarly, I also told you how the covalent bond is forming, and the type of the covalent bond. I explained the single, double and the triple, giving the examples and how the covalent bond is forming in these molecules. Then I told you covalent bond form in hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen molecule as well as your methane and ammonia. I told you that in methane one lone pair of electron exists. And at last I told you the properties of the covalent compound also. So before closing, I want to give my assignment, and I would like to request you to solve your assignment questions and post it in ERP. This is the part of your PT1. So assignment is already uploaded in your ERP also. You can get it there. Still, I am writing down here also the assignment questions. So please do write the assignment questions of this session. The first question is assignment question number 1. That is your define ionic bond. Define ionic bond. Then explain the formation of ionic bond in. Explain formation of ionic bond in the molecule calcium chloride, CaCl2. And the second question is write four properties of ionic and covalent compounds. Ionic and covalent compounds. And the last question is define covalent bond. Define covalent bond and how this bond is formed. How this bond is formed in C2H4 ethene molecule. Okay. So this is your assignment of today's session. I think that you will do this and upload in ERP. Thank you very much.